Oh,
So you gotta be competitive. You can get someone who wants to commit to stay here for a while. Well, with Eileen being gone, we don't have much in the way of, as far as recapping the meeting,
Yeah.
unless you wanna do it for Michael,
I
but
think Mike needs to know.
yeah.
I think it's, like I said, it's productive. I was kind of shocked. That the fire department didn't go off on the county.
Well, decorum does help.
Yeah.
It's not one of my strong points, but I help. Don't expect any new members to come show up, or?
I have no idea. They're on there, they're like, one of them works for Feds
Uh-huh.
and was busy today. I was trying to get him to come and talk about like the stuff that he thinks is important for us to know.
Yeah.
How many candidates do you have for PD?
4,
That's it.
but none of them have had any type of experience.
So they got up for the
Whole process,
that's 8.
10 months.
Is that worse than EMP?
I have never been to it, so I don't know. Don't know. But it leaves a gap here for 10 months.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems.
We should hire one of the delivery officers.
I don't think you're interested. I'm sure chief has proposed it, but they have it where they are.
You coming down here? Oh, I'm gonna, I guess, go ahead, put it, bye. 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 No, Mike's coming in person.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's, I'm sure he didn't tell me. He's like, he's passing Scottsville Elementary School. I was not expecting him to be in person, so we don't, with 3 people, I guess.
Okay. Now his position
He's
is,
he does his bike speed. He has the most stressful job.
so
He deals with people cussing out.
broadband guru, huh?
He used to be the county's IT manager when COVID hit. He used to be GIS person.
Well, if it's got anything to do with broadband, I've been hearing about that for 8 years,
Yeah.
whole thing.
I think we won the grant.
I'm sorry.
I think we got the grant. They seem like they were into what we're doing.
Yes, they did. And who was a grant for
Bama Works?
Bama Works?
Yeah. They got 2 rescue squads running now in Scottsville.
To rescue?
Yeah. 2 both 17s are running balls now.
Yeah, is that through the fire department?
It's through the county fire rescue, 17.
Yeah, but you said 2 rescue squads,
There's 2 ambulances, I mean.
but 2 ambulances.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you got 2 crews.
yeah.
Of course, if you get a fire, one
One
crew
will be
goes
one
out.
bumps off the
Yeah.
tanker.
Know how that works.
Mhm.
Well, the fire department seems to be thinking they're gonna be phased out,
You never know.
and, I'm sure they are.
Yeah,
Once that tanker showed up, because that tanker that with Elmo's first call,
mhm.
and they don't go to Buckingham through that, I don't understand.
The ambulance does.
The ambulance does. To a point,
Yeah.
it's more of a mutual aid thing.
Yeah.
How you doing,
Hey,
lady?
good. How are you?
Good, good, good. I was a little surprised when we were talking with the Albemarle County folks at that meeting that they really didn't have any information much on, the CERT program.
Yeah, I have it. I'm the only one that's trained. I've been through the whole training.
Well, I have too.
Yeah, so I printed out. Went to the FEMA and did top printed this out.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm just wondering what process they recommend to get a program started.
Yeah, I gotta take more, I gotta become a certified instructor. To be able to train them. So I'm in the process of trying to get in the course. I think there's like 3 courses you have to take.
Yeah, I haven't taken those. Yeah, but I don't believe it. Albemarle County has one active right now.
No. From my understanding, trying to hire somebody to take charge of it. So it's been on back burner for 6 months.
Well, when they tried to start 1 year back before COVID, I guess it
Yeah.
was 19. That lady had just been hired.
That state. Yeah, she went to state.
Sorry,
Oh,
hey,
bye. I know you're
Wait.
coming.
I know.
I was surprised.
Anyway,
Good to see you.
good to see y'all.
How's your the helicopter?
They're still out there. I think they're putting in bridges,
You think so?
yeah, creek crossings,
Uh,
not really bridges.
So we attended,
Private.
so from last week, Eddie and I attended with Chief of Brandy and new assistant emergency manager, they came down here to go over the all hazards evacuation plan. I think Eddie seems it was good meeting with the county. Quite
Yeah.
surprised, productive, go and fill in.
Yeah, okay.
And so they were talking about putting one of the churches down here as a staging for evacuees. Then they I think Yancey Old Elementary School to be a shelter.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we're just making sure they have a generator and stuff.
Yep.
And then have cell service, because I know that Verizon does work in Porter's Road.
What about T-Mobile?
I don't have T-Mobile. And then we also talked about discussing a CERT program down here, which is Community Emergency Response Team to help with evacuations and tree damage, tree cutting up, some that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
What,
So-
run a whole program
I have assumed,
here?
is that the plan?
Well, it's just like we were talking, pre-COVID, Albemarle County had a certified EMT instructor. And she tried to, I'll call it a chapter.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only word, she tried to start a chapter here. And then COVID killed everything. We couldn't
Okay.
meet. So, and I haven't seen her since. I don't think Albemarle County has an active CERT program now, but we were just thinking about using CERT volunteers. Because police, fire, and rescue in the event of a big emergency, especially, they've got their hands full.
Yeah,
And it's a lot of things that a lot of citizens, they don't want
Believe.
to be the fire department. They don't want to be part of a rescue.
Mhm.
They don't want to, serve on town council, but every once in a while, if something happens, they can show up and know what to do. For example, maybe traffic control, evacuation. So it'd be good to have a group like that. To take care of, I'll call them little things, they aren't really little. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
You need to be trained and practice it, right?
well, yeah.
So requires for me to take 3 extra more courses, I think, so I'm in the process of getting enrolled. We start the process of getting that accomplished. I've done 2 of them already. So I have to do 3 on Zoom, like my regular one, so I should be finished quickly with it. Then all we have to do is, so basically the second sheet is basically talk about what the CERT FEMA offers for CERT. So basically objectives is fire safety, light search and rescue, team mobilization, disaster medical operations. Independent study. Is ICS 1 to 7 and 800. Is required for all members to have, from my experience. There is CERT liability guide. I sent that to Javier last week about liability issues with CERT. And then it talks about for teenagers and colleges and other stuff that I found interesting. Basically, it's a 2-level process from what I understand from my experience. We get basically like Sakachi and terrorism operations type thing. So basically, I'm trying to think of best way to get a group started down here. I'm doing a lot of research, continuing, see what best options are for down here. Get a list of ideas of what stuff we could use down here. So far, mostly preparing for July 4th.
Yeah,
Also, we started a Brady Scottsville potential web application where you can download it to your phone. So right now it's preparedness tips, emergency information, river levels. So I have permission from Blacksburg Weather Office to use their graph that automatic updates every 2 minutes. And so it's up and running right now. Anything from the county?
I guess you guys have been watching the budget. There was a request made yesterday. Do you guys get any calls out of the one up by the crossroads? Why am I forgetting his name?
Who is it?
The volunteer fire rescue station up there.
Farber? Which one?
No, why can't I think of it? North Garden.
North Garden, okay.
What about them?
No one, you guys don't get calls from them,
Mhm.
just support,
Yeah.
probably. They're asking for more people, they want to go, full-time folks, so we'll see what happens there, but, other than that, it seems like a pretty less than impactful stay as we are. Hopefully they're not gonna, well, who's all on the call?
Yeah.
We'll see how things go. It should be good.
Do we, so Brightspeed came last week to look at the downline, somehow, yeah, removed without nobody knowing. And so-
Yeah, unfortunately I was out and they actually, I should have let you know this. Actually, thinking about it, just really busy. I'll provide you with the presentation. They came and presented new metrics for us for
And how are
across
we
the
looking?
county. That, you know, from their perspective, everything's looking great. I mean, they're doing a lot better. They've brought a bunch of more field techs in, so I think what you're seeing as a result of that, you know, they started putting more boots on the ground, I would say.
So for your perspective, do you think they're improving?
Yes, I would definitely say
Like,
on
can you
all
see-
fronts, as far as like response times when people call a deadline in or whatever, they're coming out and making the repairs quickly.
Have you seen response times from Brightspeed increase better quickly?
Yeah, definitely. Which is a good thing. Yeah. And there were a couple of questions, a couple of our broadband authority board members asked those types of
Yeah.
questions and you know, Jim Andrews, actually, you guys are with Mike Perot now. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jim, you know, he had a couple of occurrences where, as an old CenturyLink customer, he got put into a CenturyLink queue, and they're going to look at that. It's kind of like you call in with your old CenturyLink phone number, and somehow the Brightspeed people think you're still on CenturyLink, even though it's clearly that you're in Virginia. It's kind of, you know, it's because not all CenturyLink customers have gone away. I don't remember the closest state that still has CenturyLink, but
I heard a rumor that they're for sale
again,
again.
Brightspeed, you
We should buy
know.
it.
No, I don't think so.
Also, we talked about, one of our members, Clyde's recommended us getting with Brightspeed, see if they have generators available, see if there's an outage. He wants to make a list of what infrastructure has, what type of, if they have a generator, what do they do? If they run out of gas?
Yeah,
Do they have a way
exactly.
to get gas down here?
Yeah, what is the plan? What is
What's the
the
plan if we
backup
have that
battery plan?
backup battery in case of, oh crap, situation happens? We've been through that.
Definitely working the same problem in Sugar Hollow.
Verizon's still down. Did you hear about that one?
No,
Verizon went down, Crozet.
oh, that's right. That was a cut line. That was a backfeed. Should be back up though.
Now, we've got the generator at 17.
Yeah, and we got one on fire.
Yeah, now the one, when I was with the rescue squad, that one wasn't operating. So I don't know if it operates now or not,
I have no idea.
since you know, CFL
Yeah.
moved in.
Yeah, I don't, that's, you got a good question. I think I'm following you. I don't think that Brightspeed will let you tow them out and attach their equipment outdoors. I mean, that's one of the things that we've been suggesting we do is set aside the ability for, if they're not going to do it, then we should send it out. The problem with that is, you know, how do you pick and choose which location, you know, it's like, which is the highest priority?
Like I said, I have a family member that I've told you about. They supposed to have that generator right across the street for them.
Oh, yeah, that's up in the northern
Yeah.
section. Yeah.
And they don't.
Keswick.
That's what they're supposed to have. And they used to know the president of CenturyLink a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so that's why they put the generator there now. It got removed because somebody else bought it out.
Ouch. Yeah, we've tried to get them to give us the inventory as well as a plan for what are your battery backups?
I got that.
Where are they
It's on the
all?
list.
You do have it?
The poll info. I do, I'm making you a spreadsheet, by the way.
Okay.
I'm up to, marking, every time there's a dispatch, I mark down where the line is.
Yeah,
And put if it's unknown, poll number, not et cetera, I can Google map it. But I'm up to 6,000 of them already for you. That's all throughout the county.
how do you know which ones have battery backup or
I don't know, I haven't figured that
generator
part
or
out yet.
whatever?
It's just pulling true lines down, so I marked the poll. So we know
Yeah.
who owns what in the county.
Yeah, it would be nice to have, I guess. I don't know how you would put this on your map, but it would be nice to have the location of that battery backup
Yeah,
equipment,
I'm.
because that's critical infrastructure.
I do know that the water towers. The, down at, the water treatment plant has one, both water towers have one. The one on Toya Creek has one, that's all I know, that's down here.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to figure out a solution to make this easier, so it'll be easier searching instead of having to go goose chase.
yep.
I don't think the pump station has one for flooding.
No, I don't think so either.
It would be nice. I think this is something somebody needs to take up with the legislature to indicate the functioning of the internet is tied into emergency power, right? So if power goes out and there's no emergency power that keeps the internet up,
Didn't have,
whose fault is it,
yeah,
right? Whose fault is it? I guess I would say it's a requirement as an internet service provider that you submit to the SEC in order for you to continue operating in Virginia. A yearly plan that shows, here's my existing emergency backup power and why it's critical. And then what I'm doing to make sure it's always up and running.
what about cell towers? Don't they supposed to have a backup?
They're not required. Sometimes they'll put a tower site up and not have to put back. In fact, we tried to write into the lease. We have a lease agreement with Verizon, even though we doubt they're ever going to build the site, but
This is a Walnut,
Walnut Creek. And one of the things that we wanted to put in there is that backup power that they submit into the tower site was also useful for the park itself.
Mhm.
So rather than us putting we have a workshop up there that doesn't have any backup power.
Mhm.
Now, we could put our own generator out there,
That's
but
also- yeah.
we've never seen a reason to do it, but you know, if they have something out there, we'd like to. The reason I'm telling you this story is because they said, well, we weren't planning on putting anything at this site. It's not big enough to warrant having a generator or some sort of emergency backup power. It's like, how do you get away with that? Was my first question. And the next thing, I guess, we couldn't write it into the lease. They refused to write it into the lease that they have to have emergency backup
I
power.
think they should do with all cell towers. Is, do you think, that they,
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you. It's like,
what about
both
shelters?
cases, you would put it in both places.
Should we see if they can like put up like a cell, like a hotspot truck for all the shelters? Have you thought about that?
It's a good idea. It's just, I think you've got one at your disposal through Verizon. But it's like I think it's a 38-hour turnaround, which means by the time it deploys, your
Done.
commercial power is backing up.
Yeah.
Your commercial power is back up.
We hope.
Yeah,
That's the people in Scottsville about that. Whew.
some of them were down for days.
Oh, my gosh,
Recently.
yeah.
Last time we were down up where I live is more than 6 days was the ratio. That was a long time ago.
So we're
Knock on
developing,
wood.
yeah. So I'm working on building an infrastructure map with all the things I know that exist down here. So I'm making it, trying to figure out what has a generator, what has a lockbox, so we know if we have to have access to it. We thought having cut something open, so we know that there's a lockbox there, and we can see who has a key to it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Everybody has a knock spot.
They recommend that now in the county. To have lockboxes around the county.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think all the schools should have.
They do.
If they don't already,
Yeah.
you know.
So our next, we also talked about, we found, that. The transportation for down here is, Jaunt, it's potential one of them, and then the county buses and CAT. That's like another 36-hour turnaround too.
Yeah. It seems like it would be better to work with the school division.
Because that's mostly about the.
Train some
yeah.
bus drivers who know what they're doing, obviously. course, the days of putting chains on buses have long gone.
Yeah,
The chain link,
Yeah.
I did, Pike came, Pike,
They're out there working today.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why
late.
I know, that's no excuse.
I know,
I should have
they,
planned to be here at 9. I would have made here at 9.
so they're,
15
they're
minutes early
going,
for
starting
everything.
to plan the documenting poles, to figure out what needs to be replaced for Firefly to come through.
Oh, you mean the AEP
Yeah.
stuff?
So they're replacing a bunch of them on Glendower.
Pike is?
Yeah. The process documenting, taking pictures, that type of thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Brighty already has fiber up there. Brightspeed already has
I know.
fiber up there.
There's
Well,
that
that's
one,
good. It's gonna be great in
yeah,
a couple
there's
of
one
years.
resident that's having issues with their landline that Brightspeed said, my IDA owner won't let them connect. I've told you that story.
The prior owner, it's like,
The blue, it's like an intersection. They're right
yeah,
across from the box, Brightspeed won't connect to them.
wow.
They're using DSL. Half the time the phone line doesn't work when it rains.
You should send me that one. I'm not sure of that one.
Yeah,
They just might not be talking to the right people.
yeah.
Because why would they turn it? Well, yeah,
Then they supposed to bury that line across that road is hanging in a tree now. We're gonna go over the road into a tree.
yeah, they call it temporary 4 years from now.
Yeah.
It's still up there, but it's not active.
It is
That's a-
active,
Well, no, 4 years from now, it won't be active.
yeah,
They will have done the work, but then what they do is they just leave the lines in the
yeah,
trees.
so basically this is.
That's another thing we should put them on the record for, is like
Yeah.
whenever you do a temporary drop, there's a requirement that you come back and replace it.
We did submit the grant for the E911 signs. We've been in conversation with them about it, and we will hear back in June, see if we got the grant. Eileen's joining Zoom tonight, talk with the Airbnb about signs for historic buildings. We have 3 signs picked out. I'll forward you those links after the meeting. They look pretty good. Right now, we're getting ready for April 20th event down here in Scottsville. This will be the trial run for outreach for July 4th. Battle Festival is also happening. We're working on trying to read NASCAR Corporation reached out to me, trying to fundraise for my nonprofit. And so basically, it's a pretty good deal, actually. We get good seats at Martinsville and Richmond, and you get like $500 turning around with every ticket we sell. Pretty good good
Yeah,
fundraiser.
I mean, that's for you. right?
Yeah, so let's let you know if we ever have that coming down, we could use it for EPC if we need to. So right now, I should be finished with Basic Academy by August 1st. If everything goes plain without no internet disruptions. And so basically, I'm just working with Javier to come up with some ideas about cert liability. And that's the main concern, is they want to figure out what's the best option for liability is for cert.
No idea. I
Go
mean, you
back
could go
to
to
your,
the county.
to your signage, Jack. Now, the numbered signs.
Yeah.
Personally, I think every building or residence, should have some type of.
Yeah,
Some type of signage that emergency personnel can recognize. Not a specific location on the building or mailbox or anything like that, but at least where it can be identified. But 2 things that of course our recommendation to go to council. No cost to the town. Is very important because we haven't got the money. And also, if you mandate that every building or residence has this type of signage, and some already do and are satisfied with it, if you say you've got to have it, you got to buy these signs, it's more or less almost like another tax.
Yeah, it is.
So, we could make it optional.
Mhm.
That would be my recommendation. Just to make it optional, but then again, try to adhere to the ARB,
Yeah,
specifications.
yeah,
But it's tough when it's personal property.
Yeah. I know there's one commercial building does not have an address whatsoever, it's the Bateau. They have no address whatsoever. Nothing on there saying no, nothing on the front of the buildings. So I think we should make them put one up. That's.
Well, I had an occasion last year, there was 3 cars showed up, there was 2 people in each car, couples coming to take the Bateau ride,
Mhm.
and the Bateau company had told them, had given them an address. But they couldn't find it, but they found the boats down there. I just happened to be there and knew the guy, so I called him. I said, "Hey, you got a group waiting for you."
Yeah, they're in.
So you're right, it doesn't have an address.
Yeah, so do we want to put an address at the sign at the Canal Square to let people know this is the correct address because there's no signage.
I would think so, and not only to be able to, get on your GPS and plug it in and come
Yeah.
down and visit the boats, but there are small events that are held there. And but all you got is the landmark.
Mhm.
And of course, it's hard to miss that.
Yeah.
You tell them it's in Scottsville, because Scottsville's hard to miss sometimes. But we're gonna have country music 7 to 9 at the Canal Basin.
Yeah.
100 blah blah Scottsville.
Yeah.
And that helps people get here from other places.
Yeah.
Anything recap from, do we go over everything recap from the hazards meeting? Feel like we're missing something.
Well, just my impression of that, it looked like we were on the same page. Eileen didn't exactly know and understand, the process had worked, and I was glad that Almall sent their emergency management people here, and the fire department and police, and everybody was on the same page and knew their responsibilities, and I was really happy with that. And I think Eileen was surprised. With Eileen, if she doesn't know it, sometimes she thinks nobody knows.
Yeah.
But
I think that's the whole issue that we've been having.
and I do that sometimes myself. So I kind of have a knee-jerk, reaction sometimes, just like her.
So they're working on rewriting to add more stuff to, instead of all flood, they want to add more stuff to the emergency operations plan for down here. So basically adding more besides.
Oh, okay, that's.
So I think they're
good
gonna end up
sign.
with 3 maps now. Where they want to extend the evacuation zones, so have more coloring to cover more. Scottsville, instead of us having evacuation zones, like for Harrison Street, it's not in that. Then the Baptist Church, they decided to have a temporary like staging area for evacuees, so they're gonna put an elevator there. And make sure that they can get people up and down to the upper where they want to keep them.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so
Who's gonna pay for the elevator? The
I'm
congregation?
assuming, I don't know. They're not cheap.
No, no. It cost around Amos.
So anything
I
else?
think it's Otis, isn't it? Yeah.
So is there other price people preparing for hurricane season, or what should we do to help them prepare?
Good question. I like that.
Because the hurricane season is supposed to be even rougher with the climate, and they're supposed to be even repeat of 2 years ago
I think that generates the need for,
meeting.
continued effort to bring them down here to let them explain to us where they are with emergency backup, but under the,
Yeah, because I know that if we
Under
have
the-
that heavy high winds, depression come through here, we're doomed. And I was thinking like, what can we do to help them as a small town? Do we need, like, if people have bright speed lines, do they want to trim their own trees back? They're allowed to? That type of thing.
all good questions.
Mike, you remember the earthquake in Louisiana?
Yeah,
What was that, 2006 or 7?
2011?
I think
No.
I think he might, do you think?
That was in freshman high school when it hit.
Okay, it may. I retired in 12, I think it was earlier than 2011.
Yeah.
But
Might have
anyway,
been.
my son was working in North Anna. And,
Oh, really? Oh, my.
and he saw the ground ripple.
Mhm.
And when they had an emergency release, I'll call it emergency release valve, but emergency release something similar to a smokestack, and a plume just shot in the air, and my son bailed out. He just grabbed his buddy and says, "We're gone." You know,
Big one.
He didn't know whether it was, Chernobyl or what.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So
And,
should we, can we,
But anyway, what my point I was trying to make is that whole community was knocked out. I mean, cell
Yeah.
service, internet, I mean, they had no communication for a couple of days with anybody. And that's,
Yeah,
what we'd like to try to avoid here.
yeah, I could see it.
I got within 30 miles of Chernobyl on a tour. And when I saw it wasn't a tour, actually, I rented the bus for my wife's family. But when I saw the monuments to the ones that had passed away at Chernobyl, we turned the bus around. I didn't know what the life of,
Yeah.
nuclear metal
Yeah.
was. Didn't know how close I was.
You
to
don't
it.
need Geiger counters on.
are
your
you
hip, right?
able to schedule something Brightspeed representatives?
I think we should. I guess
Because
that
it brings up more
that-
questions.
they're open. Generally, they're open, but I don't think it's good. It can come from me, and let's just try to roll with it.
Because I think they should be all on the same page for, in case there's a situation down here. I know there's a building down here that nobody's there attending. It's like,
Yeah, we're taking, these situations and addressing them with the Albemarle emergency
Yeah.
management folks. I mean, because just about everything we do has got to get to them.
yeah,
So we're included, and we don't want to duplicate something, but don't want to get
Right.
left out either.
Yeah.
That was my point. Not to get left out of anything. And they may have something in place already.
yeah.
So
I'm assuming now the new operation regional stuff that we all reviewed, and I don't think there's anything about Brightspeed in it.
well, maybe
Maybe.
it should be.
Yeah,
Yeah, coordinating with the communication companies.
I mean, that's.
I think ECC should have all the maps of all the utilities marked and everything. So they can call them, so if we have the situation, can you respond? I know we have issues down here in the past with dealing with that type of situation with power companies.
Yeah.
And Brightspeed. Because they end up having the wrong phone number sometimes. I mean,
Yeah, because you haven't tested it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, like again, you don't want to duplicate something, you can check with ECC and see if they already have something like
Yeah.
that. And if it's updated. My time in ECC, they respond to addresses and that's about it.
Yeah.
It's, there are other circumstances where you can use different types of technology to find a place.
so we're trying to match all the AEP polls with correct addresses. And try and narrow which ones are down here, which ones are North Guard, there are a bunch of North Guard I'm trying to go through. Which trying to eliminate that, so we all have everything down here marked in different color coded. And make sure we're trying to figure out where the Valley street landscape, basically AC. Sewer Authority does not know where anything's buried down here, basically.
so once the only people who know are the guys who are like hand digging the holes.
Yeah,
All the people that know are buried also.
yeah.
That's how old this stuff
That's a
is.
good one. I like
So
that.
basically,
use that.
we discovered there's an issue at Dollar General. You see where they're working up on Valley Street. At Dollar General, there's a something issue with drainage. And so
Uh-oh.
when we had that heavy rain. It took over Valley Street and it's still gushing right now. And now the manhole cover. And so I guess they're up there working on it, I'm assuming.
Hmm,
That's been a ongoing thing.
Yeah,
oh,
And I tell you, when in the winter time, when it ices up there, it is really dangerous. Really dangerous there.
so it's low line area, I'm assuming. I don't know what the issue is. I know they took the camera up, but I have not heard anything else. That was like last week.
But I will say that the citizens of Scottsville have opened their eyes up a little bit, and the different committees and the council. I mean, we've got a lot of eyes out there
Yeah.
that we're getting information back about, hazardous
Yeah,
things. And that's something I've never seen before.
Yeah, I think we should create a GIS form for them to fill like 311 type thing. They could submit it, GI code it, we can get notification if somebody submits something. And we can let the correct department know, agency know.
yeah, I think that's,
That's my only
a
solution.
lot of people do that. I mean, there's a lot of companies out there, but
Yeah. I know
you got
that,
an easier solution, you don't have to pay anything for that
Yeah.
people are willing to use.
yeah,
It's always good to track this stuff because everyone will call in. Oh, I reported this crack in the sidewalk 6 months ago.
Yeah,
and Nothing's been
something-
done
yeah.
about it.
we have documentation that's been taken care of.
Yeah,
I think that's the best option we can do.
but you guys you don't have any public utilities down here, nothing, right?
Nothing we're responsible for.
Yeah,
What about sidewalks? Is that VDOT?
Well, that's not a public utility, really, it's an
yeah.
infrastructure type of thing.
Yeah. What about dam and levee?
Well, that's, it's not a utility, what would you call that, Mike?
Yeah, infrastructure,
A
public
facility.
infrastructure, right, a facility.
And you're under you've got federal folks in there that kind of tell you how to maintain that. I know we've got the mural down there where someone came in and painted, I call it two mules.
Yeah, I
And
can't,
two horses on a big block at the end.
I don't think anybody gave permission.
Oh, no.
It's,
And
I'm
it's-
surprised FEMA hasn't gotten on us about it.
Well, we're in the process of getting it fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a guy in Palmyra that he's gonna come in and clean all the walls if we, vote to do it. I think it's like $500, but it's really an eyesore. But,
What stops us from doing it again?
Yeah,
well, we give them a new canvas.
Yeah, I got a camera.
But the mayor says, well, yeah, we just grab a gallon of paint and paint it. Well, it's not that simple.
Yeah.
When the federal folks, I mean, it's just a slab of concrete.
Yeah. it's all graffiti, everything.
You would think it was the 10 Commandments.
Yeah,
So they said, oh, yeah, you gotta use this type of chemical and you can't harm this and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
So that's what we're going through now.
so anything, so we're working on making a web app. So people can download it to their phones and get notifications somehow. This isn't phases. And so we're trying to figure out the best way to put up something for telecommunications. Someone work with you about creating something, like short paragraph of what to do. Because right now there's no plans of actions anywhere. I reached out to other agencies around the country. They have no plans for communication outages.
How far did we get with the mobile?
Javier was supposed to contact Sonny A. Saxon at ECC. I haven't heard anything. It's like right now they're trying to hire like multiple positions. That's all they've been tied up in. I talked to him and I had lunch with him today about it. Because we need something down here.
Is there anything we need to go through Mike Pruitt?
Are you have any connections with Sony?
Sony?
Saxon?
Oh, Sonny? Yeah,
Sonny.
yeah, I do. What?
We're trying to get smart 911 capabilities.
Oh, okay, like the segmented. I
Yeah.
asked Lily Gregg about that. I can follow up with her and see.
Because we're trying to figure out a way best to send out notifications. And I know that they only send it out for like certain things. If
Yeah.
only there's bad weather, nothing important like anything. Like,
Yeah.
like emergency situations, that's missing people lately.
Yeah. All right, so
The
my.
reason I'm looking at the clock is because I was wondering, had the tornado,
No, that's all you
Oh, we
got.
already missed it.
yeah, 9:45.
My phone's been going off.
Good thing. Good
So I have
thing.
everything auto posted, so I sent out the message automatically because I knew we had EPC this morning.
Oh, I think I silenced my phone. Sorry, I need to write down what you guys need to do. Actually, you
You
guys.
want me to email it to you? Want me to text it to you later?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. So ECC, Smart 911. Brightspeed. What else? Anything else we missed?
Meeting with Brightspeed.
Got that.
And the Smart 911 segmentation is what I call it.
So,
I think when Lily responded to me, she put it back on me.
So you're basically saying you can approve or not, deny it? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah, somebody else is gonna have to put in a request. I'm like, is it even?
So my car is ready. Hello. Hey. All right, be about 20-25 minutes. Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Are we able to get something with Firefly too, see if they're prepared?
I think that's definitely a good idea too.
Nelson Cable?
Yeah, with Sarah. Wow. Look forward this year.
What is it?
Oh, it's just what she said.
Who's,
Lily.
I know that the only thing that we have in case there's an outage is two-way radio. With two-way radios, it's the only way we can get to ECC. I know that we had tone issues at the fire department last time the outage happened.
Now you say we,
The fire department,
police,
yeah, and police and 17 were all, had no tones go off. They came, they had to write paper tickets down here. That's my thing, should we see if we can get Verizon put generator up there that automatically kicks in?
Yeah,
Or how does the fiber connect to the cell tower too?
yeah, I mean, do they have a microwave backhaul? I mean,
Good.
that's the key up there.
Cause I know that when somebody cuts the
Cause
fiber,
it's a single drop, it's a single line.
single, that's
Yeah.
920 is the only main one, if somebody cuts that, everything goes out.
Right.
So why is that happen? That's my question. The one cut knocks out everything on here.
Cause that's all their only backhaul is that fiber. They don't have the other way they could do it is run a separate line, that would be.
I mean, I get
more
cut again.
resilient. Or they could do a microwave, which is really expensive.
that's what I get ready to say, it's always the money,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did get an update from VDM. VDM says we have to go any FEMA or VDM grants we need, it has to go through the county. It's a certain process they have to do, so we somehow get money somehow through them or something. That's the only thing I forgot to tell you guys. So anything has to go through EO, the emergency management out of Alabama County for any grants through FEMA or state.
So. A city like Richmond,
They have to go through their emergency manager.
they have to go through,
Their emergency manager, then they go to state, then if it's FEMA, then they go FEMA for grant.
well, I mean, that's a city as opposed to. a
Yeah.
county.
It's all the same process for everything.
So a small town has to go through the county, but a larger city doesn't.
They go through the same process, they go through their emergency management person for the city, then they go through the state, and then the state goes to FEMA. There's a process, I guess it goes up to Philadelphia or something for FEMA. We're region 3. It's a process of pain. I wish we could do it quickly, but I asked in case we need any money grants from Beedham, so you gotta go through the county. Same thing with Web ELC, that you have to go through the county for any requests.
That's strange.
Yeah, because you gotta go through chain of command, I'm assuming.
Well, we would have to go through 2 counties.
Yeah.
yeah, Buckingham. Yeah.
Buckingham and-
Flu Valley,
Absolutely.
Flu Valley, you know,
Yeah,
hey, we might double our chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from the grant side, I have a lot of experience working with the grant people. So that's helpful.
yeah, I'm saying that I wish there was a way we could go around them, this fight for us, but. Talent. Is that what our coordinator told us for region 3?
Well, I don't know, Eddie, I don't know exactly the hierarchy, if that's the correct word. I know we're in region 3 out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, but we have 7 different regions for VEDM, state emergency offices. So we're in region 3,
Yeah,
and we're also in FEMA region 3, which covers certain states out of Philadelphia. And so eastern state county has their own region. So we have if we do have a major, is actually have pull mutual aid to come from Lynchburg or the Shenandoah Valley. We're like extra manhole covers with technical rescue teams. If it's, everything comes out of Lynchburg.
That's odd.
That's government.
Government, so basically if it's urban search rescue,
No offense.
yeah, so if it's urban search rescue call, which is major,
None taken.
yeah. So if it's urban search rescue issue, like if it's like somebody falls in manhole cover. Or like some 70-foot hole. Somebody they come out of Lynchburg or some other agency will have to come deal with it. Or if it's federal issue, they send people out for G Beach or Fairfax come down here.
Long drive.
Yep, so we're trying to figure out a system that we could. Capabilities of tracking things inventory wise without having expensive. So guess what the price is for the county's ELC software? Talked to them the other day.
50 grand a year, 50 grand
So
annual.
for us, it's outrageous, $10,000. I wrote down, let me grab it. This is kind of outrageous. So it's like,
Are you saying to get a web EOC license?
no, this stuff's a regular license, like what the software they have now.
Yeah,
I think what ELC does, without having web, like they got rid of web ELC state now, it's the only people that have it. And so. Yeah, some notes in here. So basically, for our total cost to get what they have now in the county is 6 grand, 16 grand. That's, then plus training. Yearly cost is 10,306 for 22 users. 190 plus training is 5,000 somewhere, it's 950 per person. And so it's like, it's not kind of outrageous to have, who has money for that? So somehow they said that.
well, you're not setting up a 911.
No. It's basically, we
Yeah.
have capabilities of communicating with the county. And so far they have half the state under them switching over from web ELC. And so it's like, it comes with like anything you could think of, you can make your own stuff. You can link up with any county, like Savannah County has it. You can talk with county emergency managers from down here, it's like, but it's like I said, it's kind of outrageous, expensive. That's with anything, no other company I talked to would deal with us, because we're that small.
Yeah. Guess you're relying on 911.
Oh, I'm gonna make a spreadsheet type of database, that's what I've been building. Because we gotta have a way to track things,
But is the 911 already tracking it?
not for like resources, like if it's a disaster, if
okay.
911 goes down, then what do we do?
Yeah,
I know they had issues last week with AT&T going down.
yeah.
Well, I mean, ECC's got just a regular backup,
Yeah.
non-emergency number. So if 911, if you
Yeah.
talk about public access
Yeah,
to ECC, they can, use that. They wouldn't both go down at the same
I hope
time.
not.
I mean, it's 295 something.
Yeah. I think it's like 971 something.
Yeah.
So basically, we want to work on so last week 2 weeks ago, we met, this recap from several weeks ago, we met to do a quarterly newsletter. Send out to have paper copies of stuff. I'm gonna work with Brad on that layout. Elaine can make it today. I did get the answer from the county, what to do with the park trails.
Okay,
So they recommended have a lockbox at the gate for them access in case there's emergency. And the apparatus they bring is the gator and the engine and mech unit. It's only 3 they bring it, which is out from like Charlottesville, Keswick, somebody in Crozet, bring a gator down here. I've worked on list of future wants and needs to help with emergencies for these events. So I'm working on trying to develop a cooling center for July 4th afternoon. And try and get water cases of ice donation. So I'm working on process contacting companies. And I'm working on trying to get a grant to afford a cooling tent that we can have a mass fan running. And then try and work on
he's thinking.
and like basically have a way that we can limit the need of first responders down here, helping with hydration.
Yeah,
And I found a good cooling thing, which $1,000 that UVA uses. It hooks up to one of those, those square water holders. I'm talking about those big square ones. It can feed up to 10, like over 1,000 gallons of water. And you reuse a cup and fill it up. And you can make your own graphics and stuff to it, make your own logo, put on it, but it's pretty nice. When it comes to stand and have like different ways you get water out of it. UVA has it for the graduate.
Oh, got it.
I'm gonna make a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do we have enough events to warrant something like
yeah,
that?
let's let back to, it's like July 4th, we are expecting large amount because shops don't do their fireworks anymore. And so we're just trying to prepare in case of something bad happens down here in the graduation. I know there's a 11 o'clock meeting after this, am I correct?
Have no idea.
I know there's a meeting, so we got, and soon I've got from 9:30 to 10:30.
Okay, we're
And
good.
so, yeah, I had to fit everybody in 9:30 because there's interviews galore today.
Okay, good deal.
Is there, I'll go off on a tangent here. Is there any reason why we should communicate with Buckingham and Fluvanna and tell them what we're doing here in Scottsville?
For EPC wise,
Yeah,
I have no idea. I've talked to Eileen about, I'm assuming, I try to get somebody at Buckingham and I haven't heard back.
mhm.
So I'm assuming we should. I don't know who to reach out to.
Especially Fluvanna.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, well, it's like we'd have to
I guess I reach out.
get in their phone book and find it.
I guess we gotta get the fire chief out for Union or something.
I know Fluvanna is just a small part of Scottsville,
Yeah.
and vice versa, but still,
What about Buckingham? Do we have?
we don't, we're not in the limits over there, but Fluvanna especially.
Yeah, I think we should probably reach out to Van. I know that my grandstuff's their ECC director. I don't know if we should get Fort Union Fire Chief down here. Since it's their jurisdiction also that runs up and down.
Well, what do we got? 13 residences in Scottsville that are in
I
Fluvanna,
think so.
so it's not that much,
No,
Yeah,
but it's enough to,
yeah,
use their resources if we,
Right.
if they could help us. Every little bit helps. There might be somebody down there that's done this dance before.
yeah.
yeah. That's a good idea.
I just don't know who to reach out for Van County wise.
So call the county clerk, they know.
I know that, yeah,
County clerks know everything.
so I'm working on documenting, making it easier to log stuff. So we can try and go paperless, save some town money.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. Just trying to get my ducks in a row for upcoming events. That's all I have. We're done trying to work on graphics stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of Javier's way. We need to discuss anything after the meeting? We good?
Yeah, I think so. Adjourned.
Adjourned.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
Meeting board down here. I'm good.
So we're getting ready to interview for a new police officer this afternoon. That's not sure this afternoon.
All right.
And we have Alan